It is your conscious sovereignty. It is you feeling so good about you. You celebrating your own existence. Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty. It is you feeling so good about you. You celebrating your own existence. Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty. It is you feeling so good about you. You celebrating your own existence. Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty.
Nithyanandam Paramashivoham Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasdrisham Tattvamasya Dilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadguruntam Namami. Nithyanandam, everybody. We welcome each and every one of you for today's program in the Introduction to Paramashivoham Level 3. A few security measures before we enter into today's session. Photography, video and audio recording of any kind is strictly prohibited. Please be on mute and be on camera. And if you need to step out due to some unavoidable situation, please inform the digital security officer. A few important cautions. We welcome all the Kailasa Vasis attending from Kailasa's monasteries, gurukuls, temples, ashrams and centers from around the world. We welcome all the Nithyananda TV, Kailasa TV, Hinduism Now TV, Twitter and YouTube viewers, and all those who are blessed to have the Nayana Diksha, which is the two-way video conferencing, who are joining us for today's program, which is the Introduction to Paramashivoham Level 3 program. Let us now have a brief introduction to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of Kailasa, a macrocosmic, ancient, enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th living incarnation of Paramashiva as per Hinduism. He has been recognized by his predecessors, who are enlightened masters and adepts. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple-based universities a lifestyle for humanity. Here are some of the coronations, a timeline of the various coronations of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Before 1981, he was identified as the 1008th living incarnation of Paramashiva by spiritual adepts and enlightened masters of Hinduism. In the year 1981, he was initiated into Bala Sannyas and Chaturmasya at the age of 3. In the year 1988, he was coronated as a future Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Tondai Mandala Adinam, the oldest monastic university. Sorry for the technical glitch. In the year 1994, he was declared as the successor of Arunachala Sarvanya Peetham by the Guru Parampara, the lineage of Gurus, on 24th of May 1994. In the year 1999, he founded the mission Nithyananda Sangha to revive Kailasa internationally. And in the year 1999, he was coronated as the successor of Kashi Sarvanya Peetham. Here, in the year 2002, we can look at the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founding the Adi KAILASA Sarvanya Peetham on 4th of November. And on 1st of January 2004, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the successor of Bhagyanagara Sripura Sarvanya Peetham. In the year 2004, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared and coronated as the incumbent emperor of the Suryavamsa Surangi Samrajyam of the Suryavamsa lineage. In the year 2007, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Adi Pallava Sarvanya Peetham, following which the same year he was also declared as the Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada. In the year 2012, on 27th of April, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam of Madurai Shamala Peetha Sarvanya Peetham, which is the oldest Hindu papal state and the monastic kingdom. In the year 2013, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the Mahamandaleshwar, the supreme spiritual head of Mahanirvani Akhada, as the youngest Mahamandaleshwar. In the year 2013, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of Attalakada, the oldest monastic order in Hinduism by Acharya Mahamandaleshwar Sukhdevananda Ji, the then incumbent spiritual head. In the year 2014, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Tanjavur Adinam, Tiruvarur Adinam, Vedaranyam Adinam, and Panchanadi Kulam. In the year 2015, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Dharmamukti Swargapuram Adinam, following which the same year he was also coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Adipita Kolata Matha and was also elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 spiritual leaders. Let us now look at some of the global initiatives taken by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Over 28 years of relentless humanitarian services and initiatives, including free vegetarian food, medical services, natural disaster relief, women empowerment initiatives, conflict resolution and peace initiatives, sustainable in Hindu practices through various international agencies and bodies. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has over 300 books and 10,000 articles in 3 languages, which have also been translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. With over 20 million copies of books and articles sold, read and downloaded, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has established the world's largest Hindu library, with over 1 million books, million palm leaf scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also been revered as the most prolific and most viewed guru in the digital world, read and watched by 1 billion plus followers in Hinduism. With over 10,000 hours of discourses and over 1 billion views on social media, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been respected as the commentator of all the sacred scriptures such as the Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Shiv Sutras, Yoga Sutra, Ashtavakra Gita, Jain Sutras, etc. He has also been honored as a leader of Hinduism, the most awarded internationally recognized Hindu leader. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also been acclaimed as one of the top 100 spiritually influential living personalities by Watkins Mind Body Spirit magazine. The Sovereign Order of Kailasa, that is led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and the Nithyananda Order of Monks, Nuns, and Hindu Diaspora are working for global peace and to give a superconscious breakthrough to the entire humanity. He is also the establisher of the world's largest Hindu university with satellite campuses in over 150 countries, and also the establisher of 1,000 plus Kailasa Enlightenment ecosystems, and the founder and reviver of over 100 Sarvanya Peethams. So till now, we've looked at a brief introduction to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Let us now move on to the next segment of today's program after a short break. Please stay tuned.
Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty. It is you feeling so good about you. You celebrating your own existence. Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty. It is you feeling so good about you. You celebrating your own existence. Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty. It is you feeling so good about you. You celebrating your own existence. Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty. It is you feeling so good about you. You celebrating your own existence. Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty.
Nithyanandam, everybody, welcome back. In the previous segment, we looked at various global initiatives by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. In this segment, we're going to be looking at one of the most important and revolutionary initiatives taken by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, which is the KAILASA's Ishanya project. The actual truth is that humanity as a modern society has already reached a state of technology, infrastructure, that is needed to provide food, clothing, medical care for all the 8 billion people on the entire planet Earth. But unfortunately, the reason of the poverty that exists today is because our decision makers have not reached the necessary conscious level to make the humanitarian decision for providing basic needs for all the 8 billion people. The survival of 8 billion people does not depend on the availability of the resources, but rather on the conscious level of the decision makers. It's only the consciousness that we lack, not the resources. Here, we're going to look at some of the major experiences and the major statistics on the various wastages across the globe. Let us look at the food wastage. 1/3 of the food that is produced in the world for human consumption every year, about 1.3 billion tons gets wasted or lost. Food losses and waste roughly amount up to 680 billion US dollars in industrialized countries and up to $310 billion in developing countries. 155 million people in 55 countries or regions faced a COVID crisis in 2021, adding the number has now increased to over 265 million due to the COVID pandemic. With so much of wastage that is happening, even if just 1/4 of the food that is getting wasted can be saved, that's more than enough to feed over 870 million people around the world. 35 million people are dying from hunger worldwide. A child literally dies from hunger every 10 seconds. And poor diets are linked to over 20% of the deaths across the whole world. So you can see one side there is humongous amount of wastage that is happening. On the other side, people are dying without the basic necessities. The next is the medical wastage. US medical waste will attain about USD $5.25 billion by 2027. And among this, the regulated and unregulated clinical waste, 80 to 85% of what has been thrown away can be reused. Unused supplies in medical factories and facilities often get discarded unnecessarily, but rather than being stored for later use, adding to even more garbage being carted away to the landfills. Just for you to know, reprocessing industry has saved over 15 million pounds of medical waste from landfills, reducing the cost to the hospitals and surgical centers by over $554 million. The world's poorest countries on the other side are paying some of the highest drug prices, with everyday medicines costing up to 30 times that of which it is in the rich nations. And half the world lacks access to the essential healthcare, 100 million still being pushed into extreme poverty just due to the health expenses. So that was about the health and the medical equipments. Let us now look at the clothing. 100 billion garments are produced each year, out of which 33% go to landfill. Every year, 59,000 tons of used and unsold clothing end up in Chile from all over the world. For us to understand, in every 10 minutes, about 6,000 kgs of clothing and textiles are dumped in landfills. On the other side, 1 in 8 children are without basic clothes, and 1 billion children around the world are multidimensionally poor without even access to the basic necessaries. 22,000 children are dying each day due to inhygiene around the world. So just look at what we could do if we can just save up from what is being wasted and provide to those who are in need of it. Next, we are looking at the vacant homes. The world actually has millions of vacant homes. 42 million of the 426 million homes are vacant. That is, to put it in numbers, 1 in 10 homes in the advanced economies are empty. Japan has topped this list with the highest percentage of vacant homes, with 13.6% of its dwellings being empty. 27% increase in homelessness is likely due to the economic impacts of the COVID-19, and more than 1/3 of those people who are facing the homelessness are women and children. Of course, as we know, from the last 5 years, homelessness has been rising each year worldwide, and homeless people are over 9 times more likely to take their own life than the general population. 78% of the homeless people have reported having a physical condition, 44% having mental, and 41% using drugs to cope up with their mental health issues. So as we can see, one side there is so much of wastage that is happening, whereas on the other side, millions and millions are dying without even access to the basic facilities. What is KAILASA's aim? To raise the consciousness level of the people and to bring to the fore the real issues that the world is facing, and through a very specialized process of recycling and facilitating the movement of good quality and unwanted items from the haves to the have-nots. the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism reveals, this Chaturmasya, which are the 4 months from July to October 2022, 1 crore people should practice Samadhi to raise their consciousness, and 1 crore people should be pulled out of poverty. And that is the aim of Kailasa's Ishanya project. If you look at the various benefits that are there, just to point out a few top, for the donors, it's a great boon because you are going to be providing to those who are in need. On the other side, for the world itself, recycling is going to be reducing a lot of hazardous material from the nature, adding to a cleaner environment. And of course, for those who are in need, it's a blessing because you're going to be pulled out of poverty, hunger, inadequate health practices, and they're going to live forever. And it's a win-win situation. Over the last 27 years, Sri Kailasa has built a network of over legal entities in over 140 countries around the world, and having charity status in 118 of these countries. In many countries, Kailasa's entities are also registered distributors, which means that we can take care of the process end to end. So we will be making use of this full network to collect the clothing, medical equipment, food material from the nations where there is a lot of wastage and transport it to those who are in need. The entire logistics being bared, the expenses being taken care and sponsored by Sri Kailasa. Here we're looking at some of the projects that are going on. In India, in Madurai, about 26,800 servings of food were offered to the homeless and hungry. And in Jayatinagar in Sri Lanka, 2,000 meals were offered to Mahadev Swamigal Children's Home. In Kottagala region in Sri Lanka, 2,500 articles of clothes were donated and distributed. And in Hyderabad in India, weekly Annadan is happening, feeding poor villages from around the region. And in Tiruvannamalai, every single day, non-stop day and night Annadan, which is a free food service, is happening for hundreds of thousands of pilgrims who are circumambulating the sacred Arunachala hill. So if you want to be part of this great initiative that has been taken by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, head over to kailasa.org/Ishanya, whether you want to request for something or whether you want to donate for something, or even if you want to volunteer your time for this great project, head over to kailasa.org/Ishanya to learn more about this, to see how you could be a part of it and join these big initiatives. So this is the initiative that I wanted to share with each and every one of you today. Make sure you go over to kailasa.org/Ishanya and register yourself for the Ishanya project. Either you can contribute your time, your talent, your treasure, or you could also request for anything that is needed. So with that, we are coming towards the conclusion of this particular segment of today's program. Let us now move on to the next segment of today's program after a short break. Please stay tuned.
Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty. It is you feeling so good about you. You celebrating your own existence. Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty. It is you feeling so good about you. You celebrating your own existence. Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty. It is you feeling so good about you. You
Nithyananda, everyone, welcome back. And we'd like to take this opportunity to continue to share about some of the Sakshi Pramana, the direct experiences of the avatar, the living incarnation. So this is something that cannot be described by anyone. And we see all the Upanishads, all these scriptures continuously are referencing to what is this experience of consciousness. And it's always a pointer to, it's always a pointing in the direction of, or a key to, what is the key and path to experience that. It's always very clear that we cannot describe what that is. It may be something that is very near and also at the same time is very far, and something that does not move at all, and yet something also that moves very swiftly. And so it's always a description of something that cannot be described directly. It has to be experienced. And so want to remind everyone, kailasa.org/Paramashivoham. Please enter your intention. If you have a strong intention, you want to change something, you're determined to get a breakthrough, there's something you're stuck, you want to get through, you want an experience of enlightenment, you want to increase your level, you want to make things easier in your life. Anything you're willing to make a strong declaration for to the cosmos can become a reality. And it doesn't matter even if you think it's impossible. Whatever you're willing to make that strong declaration for, Swamiji can make it happen for you. That's the definition of what the superconscious being does for us, just as a gift. So this is kailasa.org/Paramashivoham to register your intention now. If you have already registered an intention, you can make a new declaration with renewing your sankalpa strongly. When you enter the intention with a new context, it has a different impact. So also, Swamiji has given the gift of Paramashivoham 1, which is a continuous experience happening every day for 10 hours every day, going on right now. So you can also join the Paramashivoham 1 to start preparing and start getting ready now. There's no need to wait for anything. You can go to events.kailasa.org/PSM1. That's events.kailasa.org/PSM1 if you'd like to join the Paramashivoham 1. So all these different experiences, and no one quite able to describe exactly what's happening, and always having the experience that something much more than whatever they're describing also is happening, and something beyond what people can describe has been an impact of really entering into the breathing space of the avatar in the Paramashivoham 3 experiences. So we would like to continue to share about these beautiful, inexplicable experiences, things that we can kind of have a glimpse of, that shows the power of the source of all of us, how powerful and unchanging that may in fact be, given that we cannot quite put our finger on it. So we have a guest with us today, and who is joining us from China. He is a recent graduate from university, and he has been blessed with the spiritual name of Sri Nitya Panchamukha. And he is a 23-year-old recent university graduate, and he's going to share some of his experiences. And one of the things that we've seen is everyone will have at least one area, really at least two areas, if we look into our life, where we feel like something is not quite complete, something is not quite full. It might be my business is not quite moving in areas that I thought, or it's I'm having to struggle a lot more than I expected in that area. or I have a relationship that is not moving in the direction that I wanted, or has deteriorated entirely or fallen apart. It could be an incompletion with someone from the past or experiences from the past. It can be in the dimensions of wealth or health, feeling incomplete about our current state of health. It can be in confidence. If we look into our life, every one of us will see there's at least two, and if we look a little bit longer, we'll be able to see more dimensions than that, where we are feeling something is not quite full, not quite abundant, so not quite manifesting wealth. The existence is completely abundant. All the creation of existence is a hugely abundant manifestation of wealth. And that source of all of that is the source of you. So there's no gap between any of this. And so if we're manifesting anything less than that and experiencing anything less than fulfillment in any dimension, it means there's an incompletion, there's a blockage there. And so this is specifically what happens in the experiences with the avatar, the living incarnation, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. He removes blockages we don't know anything about. This is one of the gifts of the incarnation as recognized by Hinduism, that he is able to recreate the experiences of manifesting these Shaktis in all of us. And so Sri Nithya Panchamukha has had experiences about, as many people will share about, there was an area that I felt like I could not find a solution. I had tried many different things. I had done some work on those areas. I had spoken to the people. I had explored those business opportunities. I had done these things. I had worked on my self-help processes. I had done yoga, meditation, tried different things, but I didn't get a solution. And it's such a simple explanation, but this is really what happens is when people enter into the experiences of Paramashivoham 3 with Swamiji, they literally see that, oh my God, a solution has happened. A solution is possible. I have a solution. And it sounds so simple that, oh yes, someone got a solution. But if you look, there will be at least 2 areas in your life where you haven't got a solution. And because of that, you've also started to believe in at least 1 or 2 or 3 dimensions that I'm starting to believe that no solution can come. And this is one of the beautiful gifts of the avatar, is that you just notice, sometimes casually or accidentally, oh my God, that thing has been resolved. I got a solution. And this is one of the aspects that Sri Nithya Panchamukha is going to share with us today. So thank you very much, Aya, for joining us today. And I would just like you to please, you can just tell your name, where you're from, and you can share your solution that you had experienced through the Paramashivoham 3 initiations, please. Thank you. Go ahead.
Nithyananda. My name is Sri Panchamukhananda. I came from China. And wow, that's too much to share. I have learned a powerful solution from Paramashivoham level 3, which can solve all the problems in our life. The solution is that connect with Swamiji. Just connect with Swamiji and get the solution from Swamiji through your third eye. And you will find you can solve all the problems in your life and you will be successful. You just believe you can do that. Don't bargain with Swamiji and don't escape. You just believe that you can do that and you will be successful. Just connect with Swamiji. That's a very powerful solution. I very enjoy that. Thank you.
Yes, that's so funny. Just because actually what you have said is very simple, and we may think, well, that sounds very obvious. And that is what happens with Swamiji, with the living incarnation, is that simply your intention, you start to see becomes reality. And so this is really just some of the beautiful experiences we're all having through the initiations and darshans with Swamiji, that we get a renewed confidence that, oh yes, my life can be how I want it and should be. And simply by that remembrance, we see these things happening. Then so you're sharing about just remembering Swamiji, connecting with Swamiji in third eye, and you can live your life how you want to. Then so how have you applied this solution in your life?
Well, for example, I just do volunteer work for Chinese Sangha recently, and I always met some problems, and I don't know how to solve the problem. I just want to lay in the bed doing nothing, but when I met problems, I will connect with Swami. I will ask, well, Swami, what should I do? What's the solution? And Swami told me the solution just that exactly after asking her the question. The solution is happening very fast. And I get the message that I should complete with my mom. Wow, that's a challenging thing for me. Because before that, I don't complete with my mom. But I get the solution. Okay, I said, okay, I will do that. And I call my mom that day. And the miracle happened immediately. I find I become more confident, and I become more powerful than before, and I can solve the problems that I think I can't solve before. That's very excellent.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And good. So you mentioned connecting with Swamiji and immediately getting a solution. So this is what consciousness is. This is what you are, and this is what is Paramashiva. This is how to experience and connect with Paramashiva, with the source, how to use your intuition, how to use your third eye, how to use your consciousness, how to connect to the vertical time zones, the different lokas, and your higher identities. So the avatar, supreme point of Hinduism, he just makes it effortless. So again, just want to remind everyone, anything you think may be possible, even those things are possible. So the problem is we should not get stuck in believing that what our mind tells us is not possible is not possible. It is possible. And Sri Panchamukha also was sharing about completion with his mother. And this is a rare gift that, frankly, most people will never get, to remove entire lifetime of incompletions, pain patterns with individuals, with themselves, with people in their lives, with their relationships. This is often not mentioned. Beautiful gift. They say when the incarnation walks, just by the dust of his feet, the miracles are happening. So just as a side effect of Swamiji's presence, all these other gifts come along. And Sri Panchamukha shared, after completing his pain patterns with his mother, calling and speaking with her, he had never done that before and experienced a lot of challenge to do that. After that, felt so much confidence in with himself and in his life. So there's a level of levity that happens that is inexplicable and happens just as a side effect. Then Sri Panchamukha, can you share about the, what changes has happened in your life as a result of these happenings?
Wow, I have many things to share. Firstly, I feel I become more powerful and energetic than before. For example, I need 8 hours sleep before Paramashivoham level 3, but now 7 hours sleep is enough for me. I have more hours a day. I have 1 hour more a day. That's excellent. And secondly, I broke up with my ex-girlfriend 2 years ago, but I can't forget her. And I always dream about her. I don't know how to deal with the problem, and I can't start a new relationship. I feel very confused and frustrated. And during Paramashivoham level 3, I get solution from Swamiji. And after that, I do some completion, and now I don't dream about my ex-girlfriend anymore. And I think I can start a new relationship and enjoy that. That's wonderful. Thirdly, I become more powerful than before. And I'm not the lazy guy anymore. For example, in the past, I always feel tired and I don't want to work. I just feel, oh, that's enough. I want to relax. I want to lie in bed doing nothing. But now I think I will very confident. I think I can do what I want to do. Just do that. Don't be afraid. And I feel very excellent, and I think I'm more successful than before. That's excellent.
Right. So you mentioned about that level of confidence that just sort of happens as a side effect, and it's not something like Sri Panchamukha is sharing, that it's not something he has to invoke. It's just there. Like he's saying, his laziness pattern has reduced, his sleep has reduced, his worries have reduced, his confidence has increased, and he's able to forget about or move past, get completion to past relationships and move forward with his life. So there's a very beautiful changes in multiple dimensions of your life. One thing, what about the initiations, Aya? So how does the multiple initiations, darshans, what would you say or share about that, how that has changed your life?
Right. Literally, I enjoy every initiation moment. That's very wonderful experience. And I don't have any negative thoughts during the dancing. And I think my Kundalini is awakening during dancing, and my body is feel very comfortable, not tired, not pain, just very comfortable. That's very wonderful experience. And during the dancing, in fact, I just get many solutions from Swamiji. He told me I should do what to solve the problems in my life. That's very great. That I benefit a lot from the dancing. I very enjoy every moment. Yeah.
Great. And so what has been your best moment or best experience of the program with the darshans initiations? What has been the best experience for you?
Wow, this really I very like doing completion during dancing. I just feel the support from Swamiji during dancing. I think doing completion during dancing is more easier than before. And wow, that's very wonderful. I do many completion during dancing, and that's the moment I very enjoy. Yeah.
Right. So you mentioned how the Kundalini gets awakened during the darshans initiations, how you get so much completion, and feelings of powerfulness, and many solutions just happening spontaneously during darshan. And so the darshans with Swamiji, often is Swamiji is not speaking; he's working on a deeper level, and when that Kundalini is intensely awakened, everything, all your issues, problems just disappear, and so it leaves you with a very powerful, energized inner space that gives you the space of completion and shows you that any worries, doubts you had can be instantly overcome. And as Sri Panchamukha is sharing, you can get a lot of completion instantly for any issues. So this is really one of the major gifts from the living incarnation, is the kind of work that he does on the spiritual, the higher conscious levels, that happens just by his glance or a snap of his fingers in just a moment, that he reproduces as a science in all of us. This is one of the beautiful solutions given by Swamiji. I wanted to ask you, after these experiences, so what are you convinced about the multiple initiations, darshans? What are you convinced about the experience?
Well, firstly, I think I will have a successful life, and I will manifest Paramashivoham's space, Paramashivoham's state, and I will live in enlightenment. I was born to live in enlightenment. That's my life goal, just live in enlightenment. And I think after Paramashivoham level 3, my consciousness mutation will happen forever. It won't end. That's very excellent. And I very love Swamiji. During the final day of Paramashivoham level 3, Swamiji blessed me. He blessed me that, oh, Panchamukhananda, you will be a powerful spiritual healer. That's the thing I want to do in my life. That's my career. I want to be a powerful spiritual healer. When his Swami blessed me, I feel very happy, very happiness. I love Swami very much. That I think I will become powerful spiritual healer. There is no doubt. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And with Swamiji's initiation, you are already a powerful spiritual healer. So this is just really the showering of what is living incarnation, what is avatar, really what is the experience, that you are already whatever you are meant to be. It's just our decision to manifest it. And so again, Naya, you were sharing about the confidence, just the confidence. And did you hear? So he's saying, I see I can live an enlightened life. So he's just, everything else is removed and he sees, yes, it's a possibility even for me. And so he said, even I was a lazy guy. I'd like to sleep and I'd like to avoid confrontations, and felt when he made mistakes that he wouldn't be able to face people, and saying that just the experience that those things literally been totally wiped away. So that's very excellent. So thank you so much. Aya, is there anything else you would like to share today?
Wow. I want to express my gratitude to Swami. I love Swami so much. And everyone, I hope to see you everyone in Paramashivoham level 3 season 3. Looking forward to see you everyone. Thank you.
Great. So thank you so much. And just beautiful. Anyone around the world, anywhere around the world, whoever you are, wherever you are, Swamiji happens for you. And you can experience this kind of individual connection with the Master just as a decision. So Swamiji is giving this opportunity for us to imagine something we may think is impossible, to visualize some aspect of our life, to overcome and come out, to make the decision now, and the decision to be there October 6th, to be there with Swamiji and to start your life new. Sri Panchamukha had mentioned how he had felt reborn, like a rebirth had happened. So you can just hear all the light coming from the areas of where he's sharing. So once again, the link is kailasa.org/Paramashivoham to enter your intention now. You can start into Paramashivoham 1 today, means now, at events.kailasa.org/PSM1. So that's events.kailasa.org/PSM1. If you'd like any help or you have an intention, you can type it into the social media platform where you are watching now. Swamiji immediately blesses any request, intention you post in any of the official social media platforms to him. And you'll have his direct and immediate spiritual blessing is there waiting for you. And once again, Paramashivoham, kailasa.org/Paramashivoham for the October 6th, 21-day experience of enlightenment and beyond, much, much far beyond. Swamiji had shared that what you all feel as infinite, what you feel or define as infinite, my definition, experience of infinite is many times beyond that. So many times beyond what we experience as infinite or impossible or possible. Swamiji's experience and knowledge and ability to give us that is much, much more than that. So he's reproducing this every day in the lives of thousands and millions of people around the world for many decades now. So it's nothing new for him, it's new for us. So once again, if you'd like any help, you can type in the social media platform where you are, what your intention is, what help you would like, and enter your intention for October 6th, Paramashivoham 3, Season 3, into kailasa.org/Paramashivoham. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sri Panchamukhananda, for joining and sharing. And we're looking forward to continuing to grow with the entire global family and experiences with the Avatar incarnation, the supreme point of Hinduism. So thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Nithyanandam.
Nithyananda.
Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty. It is you feeling so good about you. You celebrating your own existence. Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty. It is you feeling so good about you. You celebrating your own existence. Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty.
Nithyanam, everybody. We saw a beautiful sharing from one of the participants where he revealed very beautifully about how he has been able to experience the various different initiations and was able to get the various benefits from the Paramashivoham Level 3 program. So we request all the participants and all the viewers from around the world who are there for you to receive all these initiations. As a living incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism embodies the most profound yogic sciences that surpass all the bounds of time, space, and matter. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is gifting this pure, great science of third eye awakening, along with many other spiritual sciences through the initiation. You can receive all of these initiations in your day-to-day life by heading over to kailasa.org/Paramashivoham to register yourself for the Paramashivoham Level 3 program. In the Paramashivoham Level 3 program, you're going to be receiving initiations not just for the power manifestation, but just as how we were able to see the participant sharing as to how practically in his day-to-day life, how the very quality of his life itself has changed to becoming very powerful in each and every activity, in each and every situation of his life. Similarly, any problem that you're stuck with, be it health, wealth, relationship problems, anything that you're there, not just coming out of the problems, but making the problems redundant in your day-to-day life. That is where you'll be receiving the initiations from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And even to understand it on a scientific level, as we know, there are various things that we think that, okay, this is genetic, what can I do? I'm just born with these kind of problems, or I'm just meant to be getting into these kind of problems. Any of these kind of ideologies that with which you are functioning, any kind of these ideologies with which you are actually seeing a practical change even with respect to your body. For example, you have some hereditary problem. It's only because you believe in those that they are manifesting in your day-to-day life. As we know, even now science is catching up to all these great truths that have been really revealed in the Vedas and Agamas hundreds of thousands of years ago itself. The science, the topic of epigenetics that speaks about how we are not determined, our life is not determined based on the genes, but rather the genes actually change based on the surroundings and based on the happenings around us. So the Paramashivoham Level 3 program that is there, you're going to be receiving the initiation to various levels of samadhi, where you can ultimately put yourself into the highest state that is there. So not just, don't think about solving problems, but basically you're going to make them redundant. The very level at which you're going to be living life is completely altogether a different level. So make sure that you head over to kailasa.org/Paramashivoham to register yourself for the Paramashivoham Level 3 program. The Paramashivoham Level 3 program is going to be starting on October 6th. So head over to Paramashivoham Level 3 program, and now you can start registering yourself for these initiations. Also, if any of you have any doubts or questions, always feel free to put your questions on our various social media platforms where we are streaming live, and we'd be more than happy to share with each and every one of you the solutions that have been revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So once again, I'd like each and every one of you, please head over to kailasa.org/Paramashivoham. Even if you think you have some kind of obstacle, it could be wealth or it could be time, you don't have the time to come out, or you don't have the wealth that is needed, just head over and cast your intention. Put your deep intention into making the Paramashivoham Level 3 program as a reality, and you will see that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Swamiji himself, makes the Paramashivoham as a reality in your day-to-day life. So head over to kailasa.org/Paramashivoham right away and register yourself for the Paramashivoham Level 3 program. So with that, we are actually coming towards the conclusion of this particular segment of today's session. We are now going to prepare ourselves to receive the Nitya Satsang from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. I request all the participants and viewers from around the world, please sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Let us chant the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, establishing ourselves in the space of oneness with Swamiji. And let us now prepare to receive the sacred truths from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to make Paramashivoham a reality in our day-to-day life.
Nityanandeshwara Paramashivasamarambam Nityanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome you all with my love and blessings. I welcome all the living, practicing Hindus from all over the world, de facto Kailasians. I welcome all the Sarvanya Pita Kartas, Yajaman, ministers, ambassadors, diplomats, citizens, consulate generals, Mantreshwara, Vidyeshwara, Ganeshwara, Lokeshwara, Astreshwara. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Paramashiva's message directly from KAILASA. Listen. There is a space where time is not past, present, future. It is just is. The pure isness forms the basis of existence of time. In that time, which is only is, there is no past, present, future. Past, present, future, all is. In that space, Paramashiva manifested all his 64 forms for various leelas. For example, Lingodbhava manifested to establish the supremacy of Paramashiva. Paratva of Paramashiva. Shiva Paratva is established by Lingodbhava by showing Brahma and Vishnu their space and their manifestations. Listen, But the Lingodbhava can never be called as was. At that time, Lingodbhava manifested. You can't say Lingodbhava is. Kalabhairava manifested to remove the ego of Brahma, to remove one head, the ego head of the Brahma. Actually, we can't use the word manifested. He is manifesting still now, will be manifesting forever. Because the space where Paramashiva manifested as Kalabhairava, as Lingodbhava, does not have past, present, future. Listen. The space from which Kalabhairava manifested the space from which Lingodbhava manifested. For example, one more example. Veerabhadra manifested. Paramashiva manifested as Veerabhadra to kill Daksha, destroy Dakshayanya. Actually, we can't say he manifested and disappeared. No. We can't use that word. He is manifesting. Paramashiva manifested as Kala, Mrityunjaya. He killed Kala, death, for Markandeya and stood as Kalagala. We can't say this in past tense because he is still there. He manifested in a space where there is no past, present, future. It is just simply present. You need to understand that space you need to understand. Only then you will understand the 64 different manifestations, superconscious mutation of Paramashiva. Understand? Even if you intellectually understand the superconscious mutations of Paramashiva, you will manifest him. You will celebrate him. You will enjoy him. You will be alive. And you yourself will experience the very manifestations of Paramashiva in your existence. See, Paramashiva manifested as Dakshinamurti to teach Veda and Agamas to Targavana rishis. It's not that it was a past. If you become silent to free yourself from the past, present, future through unclutching, you can see he is teaching even now in that huge cosmic sound. Om, even recorded by NASA. That soundless sound, Anahata Dhvani. Om. If you can hear it through the deep unclutching, you can see Dakshinamurti teaching you now. Dakshinamurti teaching you now. Paramashiva manifested as Ardhanarishwara to give darshan to Bringi Maharshi and to teach the whole universe. Devi is always one with him. She is in oneness. Shakti is not separate. So, each of the 64 manifestations of Paramashiva is one expression, one superconscious manifestation, one of the superconscious mutation of Paramashiva in his various manifestations. I should say superconscious mutation manifestation of Paramashiva is countless. All these manifestations are beyond time. I am talking about 64 because he revealed 64 to planet Earth for all of us to know. But surely there's a lot more. For all of us, what we need to know is revealed. Understand? First, meditate and try to understand there is a space without past, present, future, just is. Past, present, future is nothing but time cognized by the mind, which can cognize only small things, which cannot cognize the pure isness. When you are agitated and restless inside, you cognize only small things. Kanda, kanda, kanda. Small, small, small. When you are peaceful, unclutched, powerful inside, you see akanda, unbroken, which is no pieces, pure akanda. That is why in Hindu tradition, time is always shown as circular, not linear. It is circular. Soon the world will realize the linear idea of time may be useful for history documentation. But in reality, if you want to understand time, use the time as one of the strength for civilization. You need to understand the circular existence of time. Listen. For your day-to-day building a house or surveying the land, the idea earth is flat is useful. But to understand the whole universe, the idea earth is flat is insufficient. You need to come to the truth, earth is globe. Same way, to record history, understanding time as a linear movement may be useful. But to understand time in reality, realizing time is circular, and time, there is no was, will. Time is. Time is. If you cognize that, you will understand Dakshinamurti is manifesting now. Paramashiva is manifesting as Linga now. As a Linga Murti now. Paramashiva is manifesting as Lingodbhava Murti now. Understand? All you need to enjoy the powers and superconscious mutation of 64 manifestations of Paramashiva is to have the right knowledge about all that 64 manifestations. You need to understand Paramashiva as he introduces himself. Listen, if you want to understand me, you need to understand as I introduce me to you. You can't understand me with your own independent investigation. Neither your mind is capable nor your consciousness is powerful to grasp my existence as it is. You can only understand my existence as per my introduction. Same way, you can understand Paramashiva only based on his own introduction. Understanding him based on his own introduction awakens something called Shraddha in you, not faith. Faith is poor word. Shraddha. And Shraddha breeds bhakti. And all the Ananta Kalyana Gunas, auspicious qualities of Paramashiva starts manifesting in you. Powers of Paramashiva starts manifesting in you. Listen, you just need to know what is swimming and see somebody is swimming, then simply your muscle memory starts manifesting swimming. Same way, you just need to know about the superconscious mutations of Paramashiva and see someone manifesting it. Your muscle memory, bioenergy, all will just pick up. And simply you will enjoy superconscious mutation of Paramashiva. So today I am trying to introduce the principles of superconscious mutation of Paramashiva and the 64 manifestation which he himself introduces in Veda and Agamas. I'll introduce one by one. Listen intensely. Even if you missed, watch this satsang again, because this satsang is not was, it will be is forever. You can replay and watch. It is not was, is or will be. It is. What Paramashiva manifested as Dakshinamurti to Sanakadi Rishis, what he revealed as Uma Maheshwara to Uma Parvati, now I am revealing to all of you the same, from that same isness, tatata. So receive, replay, internalize, and start manifesting. Lingamurti, this whole universe, even NASA says now, they are very clear, the whole universe in the form of linga. Trillions and trillions and trillions of Brahmanda as manifested as linga. Next, Lingodbhava. Paramashiva manifests as Lingodbhava, Arunachala, to resolve the conflict between Brahma and Vishnu and establish the real truth about the supremacy. Next, he manifests as Mukhalinga, means linga with 5 faces of Sadashiva: creation, sustenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion, and liberation. Srishti, Sthiti, Samhara, Tirobhava, Anugraha. These 5 faces of Paramashiva manifesting in linga, Mukhalinga. Next, Sadashivamurti. The same 5 action of Srishti, Sthiti, Samhara, Tirobhava, anugraha, creation, sustenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion, and liberation. In the form with 5 heads, 10 hands, and 15 eyes, he manifests as Sadashivamurti. Listen. Listen very sincerely, intensely. The introduction I am giving for each Murti is directly from Agama, as he introduced himself in Vedas and Agamas. I am just giving you English translation. All you need to do, sit with unclutched space and listen. You can see that very manifestation now in present. This whole Paramashivoham level 3, all I am trying to do is put this superconscious mutation in you. Full 21 days, what I am trying to do elaborately, I am trying to do in this 3 hours webinar. 3 hours, I can say 5 hours webinar. If you just listen intensely, as he revealed himself, you can experience now. Sadashivamurti. Next to Sadashivamurti is Mahasadashivamurti. Listen. Mahasadashivamurti is 25 dimensions together. Understand first this 5 dimension of Sadashivamurti. Creation, sustenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion, liberation. Actually, you are doing these 5 actions every day. Every day you create some part of your body newly, some part of your muscle memory newly, some part of your biomemory newly, some part of your bioenergy newly. And every day you do sustenance of your body, mind, being. Every day you do rejuvenation. Millions of cells die and millions get newly generated, replenished, rejuvenated. If you just understand this, you will see all, including cancer in your body, will be healed. Just understand this one dimension of Paramashiva. Every cell dying in your body, every cell newly creating in your body, that samhara is not ordinary destruction, it is rejuvenation. Anyone who meditates on Rudra, Lord of Samhara, will be free from all types of cancers. All types of cancers. Mukta, make sure your dad is sitting for the session. I'm not seeing him in the camera. Make sure he's on the camera. Listen. If you want Nitya Yavana, eternally to remain young, beautiful, handsome, meditate on Rudra. Rudra is Paramashiva's manifestation of rejuvenation. So understand, if you understand you are doing every day rejuvenation in your body, not only you will heal yourself from all disease, you will ever be young, energetic, beautiful, because you will not allow the tiredness, boredom to settle down in your body. If you want to be eternally young, beautiful, meditate on Rudra. Invoke Rudra in your inner space. That is why in Hindu tradition, the people who worship Rudra, connect with Rudra and become eternally young and beautiful are called Rudraganyas. You need only one understanding. You are the one who is rejuvenating. Same way, you should know you are the one who is deluding yourself. The agitation, any form of agitation, any form of perturbed restlessness, agitation is you putting yourself in delusion. Understand? Whenever you are agitated, deluded, restless, powerless, all you need is hold unclutching. Unclutching is the Trishula of Paramashiva. Just hold the unclutching. The greatest Shivastra, Pashupatastra, is unclutching. Hold, unclutching, and settle down from the delusion, agitation, powerlessness. You will simply enter into liberation, anugraha, moksha. Mukta, you can create a new window for him. You can give one more connection. He doesn't need to get up from the bed. He can, but I want to see him and I want him to see me. You can get one more connection. Listen. All of you listen. if you understand the 5 action, Panchakritya, Srishti, creation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Listen, if you understand all these 5, if you understand all these 5 is happening in your very body, mind, every day, connect with that source energy which is doing that every day in you. That is Rudra. And bow down to that Rudra every morning. Oh Mahadeva, Paramashiva, oh Rudra, you are here. Doing this great rejuvenation in me. I trust your decision. I trust you. Please be intensely alive in me. Keep me eternally young by rejuvenating me. I tell you, listen carefully. Listen intensely. Simple, ordinary connection with Rudra energy, with Rudra who is present. Understand? Rudra is not past. He is present. He is actually just now watching over me and making sure I utter the right word which creates right introduction about himself in all of you. He is sitting right now in my tongue and moving, making me utter right words. So you all understand Rudra properly in your inner space. Actually, if you are going through any disease or your family, especially your own DNA, like your own father, mother, grandmother, grandfather, or any of your own blood relation going through any serious illnesses, just sit next to them. See, if you are going through, sit with yourself and see how the Rudra is working. And because you never recognize the Rudra's work due to your delusion and agitation, you feel you are falling into destruction and death. If you just sit and watch yourself or them going through Rudra, actually you will also understand the power of Rudra. You will even heal them. Suhas, sit with your grandfather and you try this as a meditation. See how Rudra is rejuvenating in his body and how Rudra is doing his work in his body. One, you will understand the power of Rudra. Not only you will manifest the power of Rudra, you will even be able to help him and heal him and rejuvenate him. I tell you, usually, when you start all these meditation or connecting or these higher manifestations, when you yourself going through some physical disease, it will be a little difficult. That time you need my grace directly. Directly, I need to intervene and lift you. But if some of your relatives, blood relatives are going through, sit with them and see. That will actually awaken Rudra in you. It will help you and the other person, both. So it will be all a very powerful manifestation. Somebody is asking, Swamiji, what is the best Rudra mantra to invoke Rudra? See, in Samaya Diksha, the mantra you get, I'll give Samaya Diksha now itself to all of you. Om Ham Haum Shivaya Namaha. This is the best mantra to manifest all 64 manifestations of Paramashiva. Om Ham Haum Shivaya Namaha. 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 Now listen. The next form is Mahasadashivamurti. Paramashiva with his 25 dimensions. See, these 5 aspects like a creation, sustenance, rejuvenation, delusion, liberation. These 5 into 5. I'll explain, listen. Creation getting created. Creation getting sustained. Creation energy getting rejuvenated. Creation energy put into delusion and pulled out of delusion. Creation energy liberated. Liberation. Creation goes through, creation energy goes through these 5. Same way, sustenance energy goes through the 5. sustenance energy getting created, getting sustained, getting rejuvenated, getting deluded, getting liberated. Same way, rejuvenation energy getting created, getting sustained, getting rejuvenated, getting deluded, and getting liberated. This 5 going into this 5 forms 25 cosmic dimension. This 25 cosmic dimensions of Paramashiva is the 25 face of Paramashiva. Listen. This 25 face, even if you understand intellectually and start connecting, he will simply manifest in you because he is. Right now he is sitting with all the auspicious, joyful, blissful, kolagala, nityotsava, swarupa in Maha Kailasa and manifesting through me, through the right words and body language and the superconscious energy, and initiating all of you right now. Even if you just internalize and understand, you will connect with him right now and manifest his all superconscious mutations in you verily. Paramashiva, in his Maha Sadashiva Murti manifestation, who is the Lord of Maha Kailasa, with the 25 heads, 75 eyes, 50 hands, Sarva Mangala, Sarva Atsarya, Sarva Swatantra, Sarvanyatva, Ananta Kalyana Gunaswarupa, Tejomaya, Swayam Prakas, in his form is alive. Listen. You are introduced by him, about him. Now, he is introducing himself, about himself to you right now. So, just sit and receive. Kailasa Vision team has done a beautiful job of collecting all these 64 manifestations and naming it in English for you to connect. When I describe, you can easily connect. I know, surely within these 5 hours, all the 64 explaining all the 64 manifestations may not be possible, but at least I'll give a simple introduction and connect. So you can all start getting the glimpse. For now, The next form of Paramashiva Uma Maheshwara Murti. This is the manifestation, Paramashiva, teaching Vedas and Agamas, revealing Vedas and Agamas to himself, Paramashiva Shakti. This is the form we worship in Adi Kailasa in Bangalore and Paschima Kailasa in Los Angeles. In both Adi Kailasa in Bangalore and Paschima Kailasa in Los Angeles, both places, this form is only worshipped of Paramashiva. He, having Devi in his lap, revealing Vedas and Agamas to Devi with a tremendous love, care and blessings. The next form is Sukhasanamurti. Again, he is also manifested mainly for teaching Vedas and Agamas and giving the grace not only to Devi, along with Devi to everyone. That is why in this form, the Devi and he both will be sitting in Samasana on the Sarvanya Pita of Kailasa. He and Devi both will be sitting on Samasana. In Uma Maheshwara Murti, Devi will be sitting on his lap. Now, Devi will be sitting in Samasana with him because along with Devi, he graces the whole universe. That is Sukhasana Murti. Next form, manifestation, is Umesha Murti. In this Murti also, he graces to the whole universe along with Uma. So, he is called Umesha Murti. Next form is Somaskanda Murti. This manifestation is with Uma and Skanda. Somaskanda Murti means Soma, Asi, Skanda. Soma means Paramashiva himself. Asi means his own Devi, his own manifestation in the female form. Paramashiva Shakti, Devi, Asi. Skanda, his own manifestation, Subramanya. So all the three together is Somaskanda Murti. This form is the largest worshipped form of Paramashiva almost in all temples. See, the first will be Linga form. Next will be the Somaskanda Murti form. He receives all the Utsavas, Brahmotsavas, almost in all temples. So he is the most popular form of Paramashiva, most worshipped superconscious mutation of Paramashiva, Somaskanda Murti. The next, Chandrasekhara Murti. The Paramashiva manifested to save moon, Chandra. And this is the Chandrasekhara Murti. Next, Vrishabharuda Murti. Paramashiva sitting on Rishabha. is Vahana with Devi. He is the Rishabharuda manifestation of Paramashiva. Next is Vrishabhantika Murti. He leaning, standing next to Rishabha, leaning on Rishabha in a very unique way. It's a very beautiful form. If you go to Los Angeles temple, in the entrance, you will see this form, because this is exactly the form he gave me a darshan in my old quarters in Biddi. So I made this form, Rishabhandagar, and wanted to install there, but I sent it to Los Angeles, thinking that I will make another one for Los Angeles. In the reception, if you see, he will be standing tall. That deity is Rishabhantaka Murti. Still, his Rishabha has not reached Adi Kailasa. Sorry, Paschima Kailasa. Rishabha is also made. It is there in Adi Kailasa. That has to be brought and assembled. But that Rishabhantaka Murti is there in Paschim Kailas. I think still Rishabha has not yet got the visa. He has to get the visa and come. Next form. Bhujanga Lalita Murti. Listen. This whole universe rests in Paramashiva, on him. Paramashiva reveals this truth to the whole, all the living beings. In him, everything resides. That manifestation of that superconscious truth is Bhujanga Lalita Murti. Next. Bhujanga Trashamurti. It is like he stands tall. Listen to this truth. He stands tall even during the Mahapralaya, when everything is destroyed, everything actually merges inside him, rests in him. See, even when the universe is manifested, that stays on him. That is described by Bhujanga Lalita Murti. Even during the Pralaya, everything goes in him, is demonstrated by Bhujanga Trashamurti. Next. Sandhya Nrittamurti. See, Sandhya means the day and night meeting, and destruction, pralaya, and creation meeting. For you to understand roughly, you can roughly understand as Ice Age. During every Ice Age, he dances the cosmic dance. That is called Sandhya Tandava. Listen. Whenever you feel everything in your life is falling apart, suddenly business is collapsing, wife is leaving, and kids are not listening to you, it's almost like your whole life is going, what you think as your life is going, health is failing. Whenever you feel that pralaya is happening in you, meditate on this Sandhya Nrittamurti, invoke him. Mahadeva, you are doing your Sandhya Nritya in my life. Just show me you are doing the Sandhya Nritya. That's enough. He will simply manifest auspiciousness in you. Listen. He just wants you to know he is doing Sandhya Tandava in your life. If you recognize it, you will say, all right, come on. Now it is time. Let's start the creation. Let the new yuga start. Let the new universe manifest. Let the new life manifest. If you want new life to manifest in you, connect with Sandhya Tandava Murti. Nritta means Tandava. Sandhya Nritta Murti. Tandava goes through certain discipline. Nritta is beyond all discipline. So, if you feel things are falling apart in your life, connect with Sandhya Nritta Murti. Mahadeva, Paramashiva, I know you are doing Sandhya Nritta in me. Just reveal that you are doing Sandhya Nritta, so I'll be in peace. That's all. He will feel very shy. Hey, this fellow caught me. Now he knows my Leela. Okay, come on. All right. I'll create the new life for you. I'll manifest new life for you. Delusion will delude you as long as you have not recognized the delusion is deluding you. The moment you recognize delusion is deluding you, it can no more delude you. Delusion cannot delude you the moment you recognize delusion is deluding you. Actually, even this Sandhya Nritta Murti we have in Seattle Temple. Seattle Temple, we have not only the huge Nataraja, Ananda Nataraja, we have some more dancing forms of Shiva. I think we have done some, that 108 dancing forms of Shiva and sent to different temples few deities, few forms. So Seattle has Ananda Tandava, as in Chidambaram, and Sandhya Nritta Murti, and even Los Angeles has few more Tandavas of Paramashiva's forms. So connect with this superconscious mutation, Sandhya Nritta Murti. You will realize nothing is falling apart, everything is falling in place. If you know Paramashiva, you will know everything falls in place. If you don't know Paramashiva, you may be deluded thinking everything is falling apart. The next Murti of Paramashiva, Sada Nritta Murti. He dances during creation, sustenance, rejuvenation, delusion, liberation. In all the Panchakrityas, he does Sada Tandava. He is called Sada Nritta Murti. This Swami is also called Ananda Tandava. if the Devi form is not attached, is called Ananda Tandava. If the Devi form is also attached, is called Sadanritta Tandava. Sadanritta Murti. In Seattle earlier we had only Ananda Tandava, means only Paramashiva dancing. Then we added the Devi Murti. Now is Sadanritta Murti. Connect with Sadanritta Murti to have everything. He will give you creation related powers, sustenance related powers, rejuvenation related powers, delusion related powers like pulling out of delusion, everything, and liberation related powers. Sadadandava Murti, Sadanritta Murti. Sadanritta Murti. Actually, I wanted to build a temple for all the 64 manifestations in US. That is why that time itself, in 2001, I started carving all these deities. The Uma Maheshwara Murti I carved is sitting in Ohio. See, if you see Paramashiva in San Jose, he will be having fire and Damaru. But if you see Ohio Paramashiva, he will be having Man and Maru, deer and the Maru. These two in his hand. Because he is carved as per the Agama of Uma Maheshwara Murti. The sixth form I explained to you, that is the form we worship in Ohio. And Sadanritta Murti is in Seattle. Maybe all the present temples can take the responsibility and make the 64 temples in US to bless the whole US. All the 64 manifestations of Paramashiva should have a temple in US. The Houston Linga is called Mukha Linga. The Kalahasti Linga, you will see the top of the Linga will have all the faces of Paramashiva, Muha. So each of the deity, if you see in the temples, Paramashiva temples we built in US, will have one manifestations of these 64 forms of Paramashiva. The next, Chandatandava Murti. This is one of the powerful dance where Mahadeva and Devi both dancing. Seeing this only, the Arunagiri, the great sage from Tiruvannamalai, Arunagiri Nadar, not Arunagiri Yogeshwarar. Arunagiri Yogeshwarar is Paramashiva himself. Arunagiri Nadar sings, Adala Seta Narada, Agilamer Meedada, Abinagali Tanada, Avalodan, Adiravisi Vadadum, Vidayileru Varada, Arugubuda Vedalam, Avayada, Adala Seta Narada. It's a very beautiful description of dance happening in Kailasa. How Paramashiva is dancing and Mahakali is dancing. Argubuda Vedalam Avayada, all the Bhutas, Vedalas, Pretas of Paramashiva dancing, all of them jumping. It's a very beautiful Tiruppugal where Arunagirinathar had the darshan of Kailasa, Maha Kailasa, and describes it. Atala Seda Narada, Agila Meru Midada. Such beautiful description. This Chanda Dandavamurti, if you connect with him, you will experience raw bliss. Raw bliss in all the aspects of Paramashiva. A real raw bliss, wild bliss will manifest in you if you connect with Chanda Tandava Murti. Next, Gangadhara Murti. This is the manifestation where Paramashiva receives Ganga from Satyaloka in his jata and releases to Bhuloka in a very protected way. If the Ganga comes with all her power, the planet Earth will not be able to sustain it. Same way, if the Ganga is not there in the planet Earth, it will dry up, it will go without water. So Paramashiva does the job of transformer. He receives it and gives to the level which is needed. A real conscious water management system for the universe is Paramashiva himself. His jata is a real water management system, conscious, super conscious water management system. Next, Ganga Visarjana Murti. This is the form through which he releases Ganga. The earlier form, Gangadhara Murti, is receiving Ganga from Satyaloka, Brahmaloka. Ganga Visarjana is releasing Ganga to the Bhuloka. Next, Tripurantaka. This is the form in which he opened his three eyes. The manifestation as Tripurantaka, he opened three eyes and burnt Tripurasuras. The three demons who had three worlds for themselves. He burnt all of them just through opening the third eye. So, this manifestation is Tripurantaka Murti. If you want to destroy negativity, invoke him. Invoke Tripurantaka Murti, he will destroy it. Next, Kalyana Sundara Murti. This is the form with which he married Parvati And Meenakshi, whenever he marries the incarnations of Parvati, he assumes Kalyana Sundara Murti form, comes and marries. This is a powerful manifestation. If you invoke him, all the relationship related issues will be cleared. He will bring completion all the relationship related issues. He is the manifestation of the most powerful superconscious relationship. Maybe I'll give you a small break. Then I'll reveal the truths about the Navakanda Yoga and how that helps to understand all the 64 manifestations of Paramashiva. I don't think just in one webinar we can receive all the 64 manifestations, because even to give a simple introduction to 64 will take at least 10 hours. So today I introduce the principles of this 64 manifestation. And I will reveal the core principle of Navakanda Yoga. I will reveal the Navakanda Yoga, which is the foundation principle of all the 64 manifestations of Paramashiva. So you can understand all the 64. So let's gather for next session. Be blissful. Blessings. Blessings. Be blissful.